Have the first illustration, please. We eat with our eyes. Well, we do, don't we? We say, oh, that looks nice. We haven't tasted it, but we see something, and we're bombarded with adverts for food, aren't we, on the television? The second illustration, please. So there you are. What's that then? Anyone? Yes? A cheeseburger is exactly what it is. Yes. Does it look nice? Would you like to have one? So could we have the next illustration, please? What would you say that was? And more importantly, how would you eat it? There is a way of eating that, I've found out. Anyone want to offer? How would you eat it? How long would it take you? How would you feel afterwards? Well, apparently the way to eat that is that you start at the top and you go round. Then you do the next layer and you go round. Then, and right down to the, if you can possibly manage, till you've finished it. And it looks good, doesn't it? You would eat that with your eyes, but you couldn't eat it with your mouth and your stomach. I had a colleague friend, and he tended to eat with his eyes. He and Pat, his wife, would go out to a restaurant for a meal. He would order one thing, she would order a different thing. The waiter would bring the meals, and he would look, and he would say, oh, I like what you've got. And usually Pat and him, they had to swap so that he got what he thought he wanted, because he thought that what she had wanted was better than what he had asked for. Another colleague as well, when they went out for a meal and the waiter served the meals, he would turn to his wife and he would say, Janie, do I like this? So it's something that we do, and we're bombarded with it. We eat with our eyes. And what we do is, with our eyes, is more than we need. In contrast, all of that with the next illustration, please. It's there. The next one. Going forward. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, we're stuck. Right. Okay. Have you got your wee bit bread and wine? Right, have a look at it then. Because that was what the next illustration was. Right? Not much of a meal, is it? You can't eat this with your eyes. It doesn't do much for you on a physical level, does it? It's not going to satisfy you. You're not going to be filled and not need anything to eat afterwards. But in the early church, people used to bring their own food. But the poor people brought what they could afford, and the rich people in the congregation, they brought food that was a lot better. And Paul thought, oh, there we are. Oh, no, that's one that's been found somewhere. That's excellent, thank you. So Paul and some of the other apostles said, this is not really good. Everybody should share equally. And the other thing that happened was there were so many people in the church that it was such a palaver. Because it was originally a meal itself, and you had communion at the end. But then there were so many people, there were hundreds in these congregations, and they decided that they would need to reduce it to a symbolic amount of bread and wine, because it's not the material bread and wine that matters, like a hamburger, or the food we need to sustain us. It's spiritual food. It's what it indicates to us. It's the connection between us and Jesus and the Last Supper. And it's a spiritual thing. So with Holy Communion, we don't eat with our eyes. We eat with our spirits and with our souls. And we are nurtured and fed from these little amounts, symbolic of the love of God for us and of his death and resurrection for us.